Hey guys, Flip Otaku, welcome back. Today I'm doing my first real manga review, and I wanted to do something that's not in my wheelhouse. Something that's a little outside of my usual taste in manga. And that is Invitation from a Crab by Pan Panaya, put out by Dimpa Books. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. But Invitation from a Crab is a collection of short stories that are very bizarre. And I kind of when going into this, I was like, okay, I was reading the first chapter, and then the second chapter happened, and it wasn't anything to do with the previous chapter. I was like, okay, awesome, this is something I'm gonna really enjoy. But I will say, be warned though, if you do pick this up, trying to read this all at once was kind of an experience, and that's no slight to the book, because when I decided to ingest it by if I'm playing League of Legends or if I'm playing Dota or whatever, and I die and I took I have like 45 seconds to a minute, I pop this open, read a couple chapters real quick. Some of them are longer than others. Some are literally 3 pages long, and every single one had me laugh. Now, a couple of them early on that really stood out was she works at this coconut factory, which apparently is supplying the town with power, just by cracking. She's just literally on the factory line with a rod, just cracking open coconuts. Well, one day at school, she makes a bamboo water fountain, and she finds out that if she puts enough water in it, it can crack the coconut for her. Well, the boss sees it and then fires her because she made something that's more efficient than her. So that definitely made me chuckle, and some of it is kind of there's some social commentary there, especially in the Japanese culture. There's some heavy if you read up upon Japanese culture and what's going on there is some social commentary in this. This is a josei manga, and I had to do some research, but apparently parts of this, not all of it, because it is a collection of like short indie comics. Some of it did get published in a big, I can't think of the name right now, but a big josei magazine over there. And I think this book just shows how awesome Dimpa is, because they're putting out something that I haven't heard of, and I'm pretty deep into manga, and I really enjoyed this. I highly recommend this. This is gonna be a very short review, because you can't really review this. The one thing I will say it's like is, remember, if you guys remember, if you're my age, you grew up with Cartoon Network, and of course you grew up with Adult Swim. When Adult Swim first came out, and even to this day, they have a very anti-joke sense of humor. Like, their humor is very black, kind of dark comedy. Some of it is just flatline comedy, but it's all has a unified flavor. And this would fit right alongside Harvey Birdman, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Sea Lab 2021, Moral Oral, or Oral Moral. I'm going to show you some pictures here. So this is our main character right here. This is that little girl. That's our main character. And then everyone else, like, that's a fisherman. That's just, everyone else is either like an animal. There's walking dolphins, there's walking dogs, and all the other characters are either animals or these very creepy creatures. And then the artwork, the background art, is pretty detailed, but then it also has this very acid trip feel to it. This is the hardest manga I've had to try to put into words why I enjoyed, because it's so unique. So I highly recommend you check this out, even just to have it, because it's very, like, this would be like a good coffee table book. You pick it up, you read a couple chapters, you put it down, you get your chuckle in, and then you go on about your day. So pick this up by Dimpa Books. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this. It's fairly priced. It's $12.95 US retail, so you can definitely find this cheaper on Right Stuff and Stock Trades, Amazon. But yeah, guys, go show support to Dimpa. I did a video. My last video was showcasing Dimpa, and I wanted to review this because it was fresh on my mind. I did try to like I said earlier, reading through this in one sitting is kind of a drag, but that's no slight to the book. It's just this sense of humor, this style, definitely works on, like, I could see being in Japan and this coming out, I could see wanting to read this every single week. Like, we have comics in the Sunday newspapers over here. But yeah, guys, that's Invitation from a Crab. Pick it up. It's strange, it's bizarre, but it's funny.